Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, then welcome here for the very first time. I am Carmen, and today we are going to be watching Season 3, Episode 3 of The Expanse. Now, after the way that last episode ended, I wanted to watch this episode immediately, but I had a meeting, I didn't really have time, so I'm really excited to get into this episode. I need to see how my girl Christian is doing. I need to understand what is going to happen with Errinwright and all of that shit, what Mao is going to do, what Dr. Strickland is going to do, what Fred Johnson and Anderson Dawes are going to do, what is going to happen with Naomi and the crew of the Rosie, and how that tension is going to hopefully get dissolved at some point or resolved. I just have lots of things that I need to see. I need Kodar to be alive. I need all of the things. I need to understand if they are on Io with May, and then what's going to happen there, if they can rescue her, if she can be rescued at this point. There's lots of things that I need to know. So let's just stop rambling and watch it and find out the answers to some of these things, hopefully. Or just, have a lot more questions. We'll see. This is Expanse, after all. Is my girl gonna be okay? She's on a Martian ship, so probably feels a little bit more like home.
Who defaced the Martian flag on the bulkhead?
I updated it.
You think that's funny?
He did?
Maybe not now.
Wait, whoa. Let's start everything off on the right foot, shall we?
I didn't call you. I called the MCR.
Can you just settle down now, darling, please?
Call me darling again and you'll be saying that drawl in sign language.
Sounds like things are going well.
The Martians are bonding.
Ava.
Stable. He's got some neural damage, nothing meds can't fix.
Yes!
A few more minutes and that burn might have killed her.
She'll be okay, though.
Madame Avasarala has information that could help stop this war. You can't just drag her to Io in the midst of it.
And leave. No one's keeping you here.
You can't just turn your back and pretend this war isn't happening.
If they don't use the ship, then you should take it and go. Go to Tycho.
Holden, I am not appreciating this attitude of yours, hun. Oh, this is Kotar, right? He's still alive. Okay, he's still alive, though. He's still alive, though.
You're saved.
I don't know about that.
Admiral Southern, any survivors on the dropship are to be considered prisoners and taken to the brig immediately. No one is to speak to them until I get there. That's an order. Transmitting rendezvous coordinates.
I don't trust
Wayne's
him.
coming here.
Relax. Breathe.
I was gonna say, is he gonna kill him?
Sorry, you.
It's good the children get to play together.
Oh, absolutely. It keeps their cortisol levels low, which enhances protomolecule uptake.
I think he just means it from a freaking human perspective, you creep.
Hey, want to see something cool?
Come on!
I don't want you looking like Frankenstein when May sees you.
Frankenstein was the name of the doctor. Monster didn't have a name.
Thank you.
Goddamn. That's right.
Yeah.
Baltimore, that's where you're from, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Charm City.
That's where you learned to do this.
Back there, getting by was getting even. None of the people that I dealt with were innocent. Did most of them a favor. Dying is the only way of getting out of Baltimore.
So how'd you get out?
Yeah.
I died.
Died, right? I really don't want them to not be all together.
Thank you for not letting me die.
Proud to be of service, ma'am.
Yes, I want this conversation.
James Holden, maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Chaos has a way of finding you.
We're all victims of circumstance.
I can get to thank you in person for everything you did during the Eros incident. You're a hero.
Miller and Julie were the heroes.
I met your mother when everyone else said you were a terrorist. I went to find out for myself. She thought I was full of shit too at first. She's well. Happy for you. She told me when you were a boy you wanted to be a knight.
That's because I was a boy.
It's no accident you're in the midst of all this chaos.
I'm nobody's savior.
I disagree. I think you're just a little broken right now.
Where's Officer Rella? She's dead. Jules Pierre Mao's goons executed her.
Talk to Errinwright. He's the traitor. He's been protecting Jules Pierre Mao all along.
Oh shit.
He can tell you everything you want to know.
He's believing him though.
And if Mars makes it a choice between us or them?
Us and them. How many of us? How many of them? How many sacrifices can you stomach and still tell yourself you're doing God's work? 100? 1,000,000?
War makes things complicated.
No one you would know.
He sees his daughter in May.
Do you work for Dr. Strickland?
We work together.
Like Misko and Marisko?
Who?
They're dinosaurs. They work together to help people and stop Count Mungo.
I think my daughters used to watch that when they were your age.
Are they here?
No.
Dr. Strickland says one day I might be able to jump like that. I want to show my dad when I see him. What's your name? Mine's May.
Jules Pierre.
Nice to meet you, Jules Pierre.
We thought you were dead, and I'm glad that you're not. But you waited too long. Milos has learned to live without a father. And a real husband wouldn't have done that to his wife. I'm glad that you have something more important than us, because we don't need you anymore.
I mean, based on your message, hon, what could you have expected her response to be?
But our rail guns are targeted, warmed up, and ready. All we need is for you to give the order to fire.
He asked what the casualties would be, Aaron.
I have a sacred obligation to the people of this planet. 82% is not good enough. Stand down.
If you're gonna walk around the ship, you have to wear the boots. House rules. Now you just walk around like you're in pumps.
How do you know what it's like to walk in pumps?
I didn't always work in space.
That's cute. See, this is what I wanted. Cuteness of everyone being together. Like, I know it can't last, but I like it.
When you're on the Razorback, I saw you were checking out Tycho.
You wouldn't understand.
Well, you're wrong. I do. I get why you want to leave. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still mad as hell that you gave that proto shit to Fred Johnson, but I can't help but respect your commitment to the belt.
He understands. I think she needs people to understand, like, you know.
You're welcome.
Yes. Start to repair relationships.
He encountered one on Ganymede. He got onto our ship, almost killed us all.
We killed it instead.
Wait, you guys fought one of those things and won?
Yep. That's my team.
What do you intend to do if you find other things? Like scientists? That, of course. A sample of the protomolecule itself.
We shoot the scientists and nuke the rest. Speaking for myself.
Based on your track record, I think you'd be inclined to give the whole lot to the belt.
Fred Johnson already has a sample.
How could you be so fucking stupid to give it to the OPA?
Don't tell me
He didn't.
All of them working together is like my dream.
So I understand we're still having electrical problems on decks 2, 3, and 11. How long do you think the systems will be down on 11?
Everything should be back up and running in about 20 minutes.
Laying a course for IO.
What's an IO, sir?
That's classified. Which decks are experiencing electrical issues?
2, 3, and 11, sir.
Med base on 11.
Hurry and talk to him. Hurry and talk to him. Hurry.
I rarely agreed with your boss or her methods. She's a ruthless son of a bitch. But she's also a patriot. She'd die before betraying Earth, so talk fast.
Errinwright sent a message admitting everything, and Avasarala has it.
Get out, get out, get out. Hurry. He's working with Errinwright.
He said you're an honorable man. This war was built on a lie. Are you gonna do something about it?
Don't make me relieve you of duty as well.
Of course, sir.
Railguns designated 1 through 5. Report green for go, sir. All targets locked for simultaneous impact.
This is not a great...
On your command, sir.
No, this is a bad choice. Can you...
Fire.
How are you gonna live with yourself now that you've done this?
What's happening?
We have a launch malfunction on 5. 5 is away.
Yeah, too late. Yeah, but 5 is gonna get away.
Scratch 4.
5 is gonna get away.
Congratulations, sir. Well done.
Thank you. We have a confirmed launch from target 5. They got one off before we hit them.
Jesus Christ.
Impact in South America. Closest city to ground zero is Guayas Mayor. Total population in the blast zone approximately 2 million.
What happened with the railguns?
It was a power cycling malfunction from charging up and standing down earlier, sir. SATCOM believes we have eliminated the MCR's first strike capability.
At the cost of 2 million lives?
Stop what you're doing to the children.
We have to be strong, and great men are strong. That's how they accomplish great things.
It's not up for debate. The experiment is over. Shut it down.
So he has a heart and a soul. At least he draws the line at torturing kids.
You know what makes this worse?
What could be worse?
Didn't need to happen. If only he hadn't wavered.
If only... You are a... Oh my... I really hate him.
It's good that you're here, though. He's going to need you now more than ever.
It didn't need to happen in the first place. Like, Errinwright's inability to take any responsibility for anything he ever fucking does, like... Okay, y'all, so that might have been my favorite episode of season 3 so far. I thought it was really, really good. I really liked the interactions. I loved seeing Bobby and Christian get to be on the Rossi and talking to the crew. Like, you know, characters I love getting to interact is something that's so great about this show. Like, every time that I'm like, can this please happen? It's like the show is like, yes. It can. Here you go. And that's just, like, amazing. Like, I love it so much. Like, obviously, they don't know that's what I'm wanting. But, like, it's like they know exactly what I want, and then they just give it to me. And they just give it to me. And I... Thank you. Like, I love it. Thank you. There's a lot in this episode, so I'm going to try to talk about all of it. If I forget something or miss something, I'm sorry. So, first thing first, Christian is alive. She's okay. They were able to save her and rescue her, and now they're going to go to Io, I think, which is good and bad because that's also where the Agatha King is going, and Wynn, who is one of Errinwright's people, is going to be on there and everything. So, like, I don't know. Hopefully all the people on the Agatha King are loyal to Raphael from Supernatural and not Wynn. So if push comes to shove, they will be loyal to him. You know, like, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah. Also, I don't know if I included it, but I got really excited because I was like, oh my gosh, that's Raphael from Supernatural, because I'm a fucking idiot and forgot that he was on it in season 1 and I think season 2, right? Like, he's been on this show for a while, and they didn't show him for a while, so in my mind, he stopped existing, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I remembered that he was the one who talked to Christian back then, and she told him kind of the truth of what was going on and how she knew that Frank hadn't killed himself, that he had gotten killed. And so he knows that she puts Earth first, and she's all in for Earth. And so even though he doesn't like her, he knows that this is a plot against her and it's a lie. So that's good. He's on Kotar's side. Kotar is alive, which, yay! Super excited about that. He did kill Theo to stay alive, but it's not a good thing to do, obviously. But Theo would have rolled over and talked. Like, we've seen him these past few episodes. Like, he's not somebody who is going to last in an interrogation or anything. So he kind of did what he had to do in order to keep Christian safe. So I agree with it. I don't approve of it, but I understand why he did it. And I'm invested way more in his character and Christian's character. So it's not good, but I can live with it. We also saw some of Holden's struggle in this episode when he's talking to Christian, and she reveals that she had talked to his mom, and his mom was proud of him for getting out, and she mentioned how he wanted to be a knight when he was a kid, and, you know, just trying to push him towards the Holden that he used to be. And I thought it was really interesting how he was like, I'm nobody's savior, I think is what he said, or hero. I wrote it down, hold on. Yeah, it was savior. So I just think that's interesting, that I think that he wants to be that person, and he's struggling because I think that he has this really big crisis of confidence right now, and he doesn't know what the right thing to do is, and he's trying to figure out what the right thing to do is, and he doesn't necessarily trust himself to know anymore, and he doesn't trust himself to be able to save people anymore. We did have a little bit more of Amos' backstory in this episode. Not really a lot. He just elaborated on the fact that he's from Baltimore, and in Baltimore you have to die to get out. And Prax asked him how he died, or how he got out, and Amos's response was, he died. So I wonder if that's like a metaphor, if he like faked his death, if he died like metaphorically, like who Amos was before died, or if he just faked his death and that's how he got away. I'm very interested in Amos' backstory. I know there's a novel all about it, y'all, but I am waiting to read it because I do enjoy his backstory being like trickled into the show and me being surprised every time, you know. Bobby also, Gunny, saw the flag, the Martian flag that Amos had defaced, and was upset by it, obviously, as a Martian. And so there was a cute, kind of funny, amusing exchange there. All of the exchanges between Christian and Bobby and, you know, everybody have been really funny and really interesting, and I really, really like it, and it's fun, and I don't know, I'm just enjoying all of the exchanges, and the crew learning what Christian knows, and Christian learning what they know, and just sort of a sharing of the information, which I just appreciate when information is shared and people can act from a place of understanding and knowledge rather than ignorance and foolishness, like Esteban, the Secretary General, but we'll talk about that in a minute. First, while we're talking about this, I wanted to talk about Christian and Amos's scene and Bobby with the mag boots. That was really funny, and Amos being like, or Christian saying, what do you know about wearing pumps? And Amos being like, well, I didn't always work in space. It's very interesting, and it could be an offhand joke, but also, like, who the fuck knows what Amos did back when he was in Baltimore, you know? Like, we don't know. His life is so interesting that it's like, I want to laugh because it could be an offhand joke, but at the same time, it could be, like, 100% serious. You just can't tell with the way that Amos delivers things, whether he's being serious or joking, so love that for him. Okay, we also, while we're talking about the crew of the Rossi, got the response from Alex's wife about the message that he left her in, I think, the last episode. It might have been the first episode, but I think it was the previous episode. And, like, honestly, after what he said, I feel like the message was pretty tame. She's just like, you know, we've kind of learned to live without you. I'm glad that you're happy and you found something you love. We're fine without you, you know, which, whether it's true or not, like, is gonna be her response, because what he said was pretty fucked up, you know. Like, I understand that he's being honest, and I do think that his wife and son deserve that, but it would be very difficult to hear what he had to say. So I understand the message, and I don't blame her for sending it. A few other quick things. I really loved Jules Pierre Mao getting to interact with May, and you could tell from the start that he saw Julie in her. And I like that we're finally seeing some soul, some passion, some line that Jules Pierre Mao is not willing to cross, and that is hurting kids, you know, especially because he's being reminded of his daughter through May. So I thought that was really cool. Now, whether or not Strickland is actually going to listen and stop experimenting on the children, you know, he doesn't seem to have any sort of moral code, so I can see as long as he gets money, or even if not, you know, just for the scientific discovery of it, he could keep on experimenting on them. Obviously, I hope that doesn't happen, because I want May to be okay. I want her to be reunited with Prax. I want all these kids to be okay. Like Katawa, like he was being able to do cool stuff, but then he was very hurt, and I don't want that for May or any of the other kids, or even that kid. Like, maybe it can be reversed. Maybe they can just stop it where it is and he'll be okay. Like, I don't know, but I do like seeing that Jules Pierre Mao has some form of a conscience and some kind of line that he's not willing to cross. I do appreciate that. Let's end this post-episode discussion talking about the thing that irritated me the most about this episode, which, like, can you fucking guess what it was? I bet you can. It was Errinwright. Like, I went from having such sympathy for him and, like, genuinely being sad at the idea of him hurting himself, to now I'm like, throw yourself off the fucking planet. Like, I don't give a shit, you know? And, like, the thing that's annoying is I can still see on the actor's face that, like, Errinwright is being affected by this stuff. I don't think that he's not being affected by it, but his choices have now... Okay, so he convinced the Secretary General to do this strike. Something went wrong, because earlier when they were ready to do the strike and the Surgeon General told them not to, which it's their fault for firing up the shit in the first place, because he said that he hadn't decided. So that's why the fifth one short-circuited, right? And then now, because of that, like 2 million people at least are dead. And that is a direct result of Errinwright. And the thing that frustrates me so much about Errinwright these past few episodes is that he refuses to take any responsibility for the shit that he does, right? He is the one who was working with Jules Pierre Mao and everything, and he's trying to hang Christian out to dry for it, even though that's choices he made. He did that. Him. And he's trying to fuck her over for something he did. That's one. 2, now he's trying to get Anna to feel bad because she was trying to save people and try to have the least amount of casualties. And now he's trying to make her feel bad for that and try to turn it around on her somehow. Like, these 2 million people dying are her fault when it's his fault. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, just own up to the shit that you do. Which is a lot of shit, I understand, yeah, and you would probably be killed by the government for treason if you admitted it, but, like, you still did it. It was you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm very frustrated. And apparently Wen is working with him, so he's going to go to IO, and the crew of the Rossi is going to IO, and Mao's on IO, and, like, Christian, and, like, what the hell's going to happen with all of that? Like, I'm stressed, because anything Errinwright is involved in is going to be shit, because, like, fuck him. I don't know, fuck him. That's kind of, I think that's what I said in the last episode, but it's the same thing I have to say in this episode. Just fuck him. Dean. Alright, y'all, so I think that is all that I have to say about this episode. Sorry for ending it on such an angry note, but, you know, Errinwright tends to have that effect on me, you know? He just does. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments down below, as always, and let me know if you're as frustrated with him as I am, or if I just get irrationally frustrated with him. I don't know. I feel like he's really frustrating, though. Anyway, yeah, just let me know down below, and until next time. Bye, guys.